Alright guys, Caesar has been out for about a week now, and I've been playing around with her, trying to figure out how to work with her kit, with her buffs, and I've realized it's a very simple job. Caesar is probably currently the best support you can have right now. She provides a shield, which will block a lot of damage for you and provide you with anti-interruption, which is amazing, and a flat attack at max level of her core passive. You'll get about 1,000 flat attack, which is crazy. She also provides a ton of impact and daze for the enemy, so you could think she is a mix of Big Ben and Sokaku. Very easy to use, very sick design, very good personality. Caesar King is probably a very good character. And I wasn't planning on getting her though, because I thought I wouldn't need her. I just did a random 10 pull and they just gave it to me in that first 10 pull. Same with her engine, which is wild. My luck is never that good. So that means my luck with Bernice, it's gonna be shit. But otherwise, let's get into my overview and a little showcase of Caesar King, starting with some gameplay first. So Caesar's biggest contribution to her team is her core passive, which buffs the on-field character with the Radiant Aegis shield. That lasts about 60 seconds, which on top of defending the agent on the field, it also provides an anti-interruption boost and a flat attack boost that I mentioned before that caps out at 1,000 at max level 7. Other than providing this buff, she has another role to stun the enemy as fast as possible in as little field time as possible to allow your main DPS the most on-field time possible. To accomplish this, you can rely on the defensive assist combo, which means only swapping to her during an enemy attack that you can parry to then assist follow-up to X special and then back to your main DPS, dealing a ton of days to the enemy as well as providing a shield for your on-field character immediately in the fastest and most efficient way possible. Now, if you do want to do that combo without defensive assist, then just do the X special 2x combo, followed up with basic attack dead end by holding down basic attack, which consumes an assist point but will activate your additional ability that will debuff the surrounding enemies, making them more vulnerable to your attacks by 25% for 30 seconds. Though you can skip basic attack dead end if you do a perfect block with any of the 2x specials we do, and then you just switch to the main DPS. That's it. Very simple, very easy character to use. Just pair her up with anyone. Anomaly team, hyper carry team, whatever you want. She's great. She fits in everything, literally. So let's talk about her skills in depth. All right, she has a 6-part basic combo. And the most important one is basic attack dead end, which I mentioned before. It does consume an assist point, but what it does, it spins her shield around, pulling enemies together, and then you debuff them with her additional ability as well. Special attack, the special and X special both are kind of the same. X special is just obviously a more powerful version. If you time any of the X specials correctly, you can do a perfect parry, and it will negate all incoming damage, and then you counterattack with the shield. But you don't need to worry about perfect parry. If you do miss it, she goes into a guard stance where if she gets hit, you can have a chance to do a retaliation, which will just be the shield bash. But more on the retaliation later. It comes into effect in importance when you go into the core passive. So special X special has 2 parts parry counter and the overpowered shield bash. Just use one after the other. Best to just perfect counter, just wait for an enemy to attack and then just press X special. Very simple. One thing to note, something called stance switch. When Caesar triggers a perfect block, retaliation, or defensive assist, her impact will increase by 18% for 3 seconds. So note that if you're really focusing on stunning the enemy with her. Perfect block, retaliation, defensive assist. Her ultimate, giant massive physical damage AoE, When hitting shielded enemies, her days dealt is increased by 90%. Me personally, I'll probably still never use her ultimate. I will still just use my main DPS's ultimate, but it's there. It looks cool. Use it if you want. Up to you. But alright, so more details about her core skills. Her core passive called Barrier of Resilience. Well, I'm gonna show you the numbers at max level 7. We do get the shield Radiant Aegis, which is 1400% of her base impact. So we need to build her impact plus an extra 1400 on that shield, lasting 60 seconds. It'll be denoted by this orange bar on the side of the character and this strange, I don't even know what color that is, bronze-ish glow on the character. You'll see it. It lasts 60 seconds. That's a pretty damn long time, which is amazing. And this shield will equip to the on-field character always. So you don't need to worry about timing it or switching to the right character like with Seth. Just know that once it's up, it'll just go on to any on-field character, which is perfect for any main DPS role. What else does it do? Anti-interrupt is increased. Attack increased by 1000 at max level 7. To activate the Shield of Aegis, you need to do either the X Special Parry Counter, Chain Attack, Ultimate, or triggering X Special Overpowered Shield Bash through Retaliation. Remember, Retaliation is coming back. But that's it. Very simple, easy to get this shield up. Now let's talk about additional ability called Battle Spirit. Characters who can activate Defensive Assist or the same faction. So defensive assist, say like a melee character, like Seth, like Jane, like Ellen, right? And what it does, when Caesar activates Perfect Block, Retaliation, Defensive Assist, or Basic Attack Dead End, you apply a debuff to the enemy within 7 meters of radius, increasing damage that they take from the squad by 25% for 30 seconds. Very, very, very good. Very, very good. She debuffs, she buffs, she does everything. A very easy playstyle too, but that's it. Okay, let's move on to the equipment. Let's see what we can use with her. Alright, so let's start with W engines. Not a lot of options for her, especially since she builds off of impact. Not a lot of the W engines have impact main stats, which is kind of annoying. So first off, Tusks of Fury, best in slot. This is her signature engine, providing an increase in her shield's value by 30 to 60%, as well as a squad-wide damage increase by 18 to 36%. Plus, the days being dealt increases by 12 to 24% whenever a squad member triggers Interrupt or Perfect Dodge. Plus, an impact main stat, which she sorely needs to improve her Aegis size and days capabilities, making this engine the obvious best for her. Now, another option, if you don't want to pull off that, you can go for Original Transmorpher. This engine is only on the list because it provides an impact increase for Caesar, which synergizes with her kit, even though it only has an HP main stat when we really need impact. So these are the only two engines I would really recommend for Caesar, since no other engine really works for what Caesar needs to do. You can of course still use engines like Spring Embrace for its reduced damage buff and energy regen increase. That bit can be transferred to help support your other squad members more, but otherwise you can just go for Tusks of Fury, which I highly recommend. If you're going to pull Caesar, pull for engine 2 if you have the currency for it. If you don't spend money, but Tusk of Fury will definitely make her shine. Let's talk about drive discs next. We do have Protopunk, which is the new drive disc set that just came out with this patch. Literally, this drive disc was made for Caesar in mind, with a boost to shield effects by 15% and a squad-wide damage buff by 15% whenever anyone triggers a defensive assist or evasive assist. Best combined with Swing Jazz for energy regen or Shockstar Disco if you want more days. Me personally, I'll just go with Shockstar Disco because I do love dazing my enemies. Stats. Okay, stats will depend on what team you're using Caesar for. If you're using her for a hyper carry team, I definitely recommend Disc 4 crit rate, Disc 5 physical damage percent or attack percent, and Disc 6 impact percent. Substats, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, penetration, or flat attack. Now, if you're having her in an anomaly team, like with Jane Doe, you should focus on anomaly proficiency for disc 4, physical damage percent or still attack percent for disc 5, and disc 6 will still want impact percent as well. Substats, anomaly proficiency, attack percent, penetration, and then attack. Very easy. Again, depends on what you're using her for. Me, I'm using her in anomaly team, so I'll be looking for anomaly stats. That's it. That's all the equipment recommendations. Let's talk about teams real quick. Very short. She can go with any team. She can go hyper carry, put her with Ellen. Anomaly team, put her with Jane Doe. Don't have them, you can put them with literally anyone. Piper, Lucy. You can do Nekomata. She can go with anyone. With her ability to shield, stun, and buff, and debuff, and the extra buffs from the drive disc, and if you go for her signature W engine, that's even more buffs. Kind of future-proof for now. I can't imagine how much better the supports in the future will get. I'm sure it will get even crazier. She will be power crept at some point, but for now, in the current game state, she's crazy good. She's crazy good. I wasn't gonna pull for her, but I got her anyways. I don't think she's necessary, but I think she is great at what she does. But you don't need her, but you can have her, right? Anyways, that's it. That's all for me. I will come out with a Bernice video at some point. I'm streaming on twitch.tv/Sugaman. Come find me. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!